And time for episode number 93 of What Does This Button Do? It's an educational show about smartphones and tablets for us, the Geeks on Tour. And we are old dogs learning new tricks. It is just so much fun. Hi, everyone. I'm Jim, and here together with my wife, Chris, we are Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your Android phone or your iPad tablet? And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
Well, we are geeks who teach, and we think the best way to learn is on a regular basis. So we have this weekly class. We try to learn something new each week, and we try to then turn around and teach you. Our website is geeksontour.com, and we collect all of our content there.
Yeah. Okay. So, Chris, where are we today?
We are still at Long Beach Island, and I love this picture. I grabbed it from one of your drone videos because you could get up high and see that where we're staying, Long Beach Island, you can walk easily from the bay to the beach. And that text that you see there, Beta Beach, LBI?
Yeah.
Guess how I did that?
What? Snapseed.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Okay, on today's show, we have a tip of the day, text on pictures with Snapseed. And our app of the day is going to be a hurricane tracker. That's particularly poignant at this time, isn't it?
Yeah, we thought we might not be able to do the show today for
weather reasons. Yeah.
But it's beautiful.
And then we have a beginner's lesson. It's going to be about voice dictation. If you have questions, ask them in the comments on our web page, on our blog, or in the chat on this page here in the YouTube. And the show is recorded on YouTube on our Geeks on Tour channel. You can always find those links at geeksontour.com/weekly show. All right, and we do invite you to become a member. If you become a member at geeksontour.com, you get all kinds of special benefits. And what are we going to do? Show notes.
Yeah.
Show notes on the class notes. That's one of the benefits of memberships at Geeks on Tour. So our last episode was about Google Calendar. What do you have to say, Chris?
Well, I do have something to say because we had a little bit more problems than normal with bandwidth last week, and viewers aren't able to see some of the stuff. Now, I put screenshots into the show notes, the class notes, and as every time our members are able to go to geeksontour.com and go to the weekly show and find the class notes there. But because there were issues, I put the class notes right in the public spot this time, and I want to show you that.
Okay.
So first, if you are a member, you can go to geeksontour.com, click on weekly show, and every single show has class notes. But last week, I've made the class notes public, and they're on our new dedicated website called The Button Show. So I just want to show you that. I'm going to go over to that. So if you just type in thebuttonshow.com, you will get here. What does this button do? And we have one post. It's just a blogger blog, and we have one post for each episode. And last week's episode, how to use Google Calendar, in addition to having the YouTube video embedded, I have the show notes embedded. And you can look at them here and scroll around within the window, but the text is kind of little. You can click on this button with the 4 arrows and make it go full screen. And this lets people who are not members see what our show notes are like. And hopefully you'll want more. So that's my comment about show notes this week.
Oh, great. Well, thanks. And yeah, just check out our website, geeksontour.com, and you'll find all of those things right there.
I see that David Carr is...
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
Gosh, you're so pushy.
Yeah.
All right, quick tip. Text on pictures.
With Snapseed.
I'm just really starting to like Snapseed more and more.
Well, they just came out with an update just this week, just a few days ago. So now, why Snapseed? I mean, we've talked about, what was that other one? PixArt.
PixArt,
We put text on pictures on using PixArt in one of our past shows, and that works fine. And right on the Android, there's the Samsung picture editor that can add text.
Yeah, and a lot of different manufacturers put their own pieces on there. Samsung's very popular that way.
But we like Google Photos. Google Photos, really, duh. Google Photos does not have a way to put text right on a picture. Snapseed is another mobile app for editing photos that's by Google. So you can make a round trip. You can start with your photo in Google Photos, go to Snapseed, do the fancy stuff that Snapseed can do, and then be back at Google Photos with your picture. So I think that is really cool. And just this week, they added text to the Snapseed pieces.
And that is cool.
So let me show you.
All right.
I think, let's see. I want to show you on both Android and iPads because it works the same, and I think that's wonderful. I will start with the Android.
Sure you will.
So I go to Google Photos. And first, let me show some that I've been playing with. I mean, here's just a really simple example. I just wanted to write Jim and Tom on the picture of Jim and Tom. And there's that one that says Beta Beach, LBI. And now here's another one that I had more fun with. Let me scroll down to it here. Yeah. Let's see if I can make that bigger so it's a little easy. There we go.
BLT on LBI.
So that's a picture of a BLT sandwich. Look at, with our view out the window here in the background.
Yeah, and if you folks don't know about Jersey tomatoes, it is just amazingly, amazingly good. Beautiful. Actually, they're not as pretty as some of the store-bought tomatoes, but boy, are they tasty.
They are really good. So if you come to South Jersey in the summertime, BLTs are famous because the tomatoes. And I got fancier with this BLT on LBI, and it's so easy. And the last one to show you, because this is one I will do, is a picture of Barnegat Bay with Barnegat Bay in a nice text. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little bit of what's that called when it's see-through? Transparency. Thank you. All right. So how do we do that? Let me pick another one. And how about, I have a picture I like here of a seagull. And once again, I'm on Google Photos, right? So I have all 50,000 of my photos available to me for this process. And I'm going to pick this one of the seagull that looked like he was guarding the dock. So I'm not going to click on the Google Edit pencil because it's not Google Photos that can add text. It is Snapseed. The 3 dots in the upper right, Edit In. And I have a choice on the Samsung photo editor, but I'm going to use Snapseed. And now I tap the pencil. And here's the new piece right there, text. And there's all sorts of choices. Notice it says double tap here to change text. So I double tap right there and it brings up the text. And I will say guard gull. and done, and okay. And now I can move it around. I can make it bigger just by touching it with 2 fingers, and I can make it another color, or I can change the arrangement with this little deck of cards here. I can say I want it to be like a badge. There we go, and I can move that over. Is that cool? And if I like it, I can tap the check mark and done. And there's lots more, but now I'm back in Google Photos, and there it is. And it is getting uploaded with all my other photos.
How many photos have you taken just this in the past couple of weeks?
Oh,
just this month.
well, when you're in pretty places, yes, you do take a lot.
Fantastic sunsets here too.
All right, so that's how it works. You just tap the 3-dot menu, go to Edit in Snapseed, and then add text, and you're done. I want to show the same thing on the iPad.
All right.
Now, one interesting thing, this is only mobile devices. I mean, that's the one problem. You cannot do this on a computer.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that you actually have more functionality now on your smartphone or tablet than you do on your computer with these tools.
Now, I'm going to do that one that I had written Barnegat Bay on, because Jim tells me that that's not Barnegat Bay. It should be Manahawkin Bay.
Yeah, you have to go a little bit further north for it to actually be Barnegat Bay. And that's kind of weird because Barnegat, the town, is actually straight across the bay from where we are.
So I'm starting with my original, and notice this one isn't as brilliant either, and that I did affix in Snapseed. So 3-dot menu up at the top, open in Snapseed. So just the words are slightly different. It doesn't say edit in because I only have the one choice. Open in Snapseed. And it does have to be local, but it does all the work necessary to get the picture so that it can be edited. And the thing that I love, HDR. And if you've taken any of our hands-on classes, you know about HDR. And HDR is built into Snapseed if I tap the edit. So first I'm going to make it nice and bright.
You might want to tell them that HDR stands for high dynamic range.
Yeah, and then the way Snapseed works is you just drag your finger across the picture. So if I drag it all the way to the right,
wow,
I have the most HDR effect possible. If I drag it all the way to the left, I have the least HDR effect possible. And I think it should be somewhere past middle, and I'll check mark on that. All right, but what I really wanted to do is text. Text, and tap here to change text, and Manahawkin Bay. Manahawkin Bay, and okay. But I don't want it like that. I want it in a different style. I want just the script. Yeah, like that. And then I want it down here, and I want some transparency. So look how you can make a watermark by making it transparent. Check, and done, save. And it does tell you, you have 2 choices. You can save it with the changes so that you can undo the changes later, or you can export a copy that makes permanent changes. And that's it. We have showed Snapseed one other time too, back when we did the Picasso episode, and we did some other things. You can use, there's paintbrushes. We'll probably have to do whole classes on Snapseed.
It'll be fun. We should.
It's cool.
Okay.
Especially now that they have text.
Okay. Now, we do invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/2geeksontour. Any questions? Well, there are a couple of comments here. Let's see. Bill says you can open Pixlr PIXLR editor inside Google Photos online and put text on a picture with a whole bunch of other things. Yeah.
Inside Google Photos or inside Google Drive?
Yeah, I think that might be a way to do it.
I'll have to check into that. Thank you. But I'm pretty sure you need to be using it in Google Drive, and there is a difference.
Okay.
There is a difference.
Lee's having a problem live streaming on YouTube on on the Amazon Fire Stick. Couldn't figure it out. Not sure about that one. Amazon Fire Stick would be the thing that plugs into the TV. That would be cool. You can see us on
the big screen. Yeah. Oh, that would be scary.
And David Carr. Hi, David.
Hi.
Tuning in to see how you handle Q&A in the new format. Well, the new format is a little bit kludgy. I kind of like the old Google Plus format for that stuff. Anyhow,
the comments are at least, we can see them pretty quickly. We can't show them to you as easily.
That was nice when we did that. Yeah. Okay. Beginner's lesson. You ready for this? Voice transcription, huh, Chris?
All righty.
Here we go.
Yeah. So what we're talking about is talking to your phone. And to be honest, I don't do it all that much.
Yeah? Don't be honest with us.
I see people just talking to their phones all the time. And every once in a while, if I have a lot of typing I want to do, I will talk instead. But I'm usually in places where other people are talking, so I figured it was time for me to make sure I knew how to do this, and we do that by teaching you. Siri and OK Google are the ways that you can talk to your phone and ask them to do things. So commands. You can do short snippets of text while you're giving a command. So for example, send a text to Jim saying, "Thank you for breakfast." And we will do that in a minute. But if you want to dictate, if you want to say sentences worth, what we're talking about is using the microphone that appears on the keyboard. And the biggest difference to me, when you're using the OK Google or the Siri, as soon as you pause, they think you're done. And you can't pick back up again and keep dictating. Whereas if you're on the keyboard using the microphone, you can pause all you want and pick back up. Now, if you don't see a microphone, then you need to check your settings. There's lots of different settings, but specifically on Apple, the Siri setting must be on. Even though you're not actually asking Siri to do anything, voice recognition dictation comes from the same place as Siri does. It's all about Siri. So you have to have Siri on in order for the microphone to be available on your keyboard. There's also lots of different keyboards. So depending on how you have your device set up, you might have to go into settings for the keyboards that you're using. And on the Android, the main setting is called Google Voice Typing. And it should be on, but I can't figure out how to turn it off. But if you go into language and input, that's where you'll find it. Now, both of them do need an internet connection. The voice recognition is handled online. However, on my Samsung anyway, there is a limited offline dictation. It's slower.
Right. And it's available on my Android as well, on my Nexus 6.
Okay. It is a little slower. And the other thing is the microphone might not show up until you start typing. And then it pops up. Yeah,
we ran into that earlier today because I was looking for
find it on yours.
I was looking for the microphone. I was trying to put in a mail, and it wasn't available until I got into the compose part.
Okay. And sometimes, you need to start typing. All right, so I'm going to do a demo. I am going to start on the iPad since that's what's underneath the camera right now.
Okay.
And first I'm going to use Siri, but, well, first let me show you a keyboard and the fact that the microphone is not available right now. Oh, I lied, it is. But, all right, so let's see what. Thanks for breakfast. The omelets were delicious. Well, I guess I lied. I tapped done. I guess I lied. It's showing up because I think I made sure. Let me just show you where that Siri setting is. And it's under General and Siri. And yeah, I have it turned off. Well, that must be a different keyboard. See, you learn something new every time you do something. But generally, you need to have Siri enabled. And then there's more here too, like which voice you want Siri to be info and who you are. If you want her to do things based on your identification, you can put your identification in here.
Chris used to have Your Highness there.
Okay, so how does that work? That works. You hold down on the home button, or if you have a newer iPhone or iPad, you can just say, "Hey Siri," but mine is older, so I have to hold down. Send a message to Jim.
What do you want to say to Jim Gold?
Thanks for breakfast this morning. That omelet was great. Next time, I think I'll cook for you. What should I...
Ready to send it?
See?
See, what I wanted you to see there is when I pause, it thinks I'm done.
Ready to send it?
And I can't continue where I left off. It starts a new message.
Okay, you can send it, cancel it, or change it. Or you can ask me to read it back.
Cancel.
Okay, I won't send it just yet.
So that's what I mean by using Siri for short messages are great. If you're already prepared with what you want to say and you're ready to go, that works good. But if you want to think about it and talk one sentence and think about it and talk another one, that doesn't work. So this time I want to show you an email. So if I go into email and I want to create a new email, and I'll just cut to the chase down here. Hi, Emily. We're looking forward to our next 2 classes in New York City at Senior Planet. The first class is next Tuesday, and we will be teaching the smartphone basics, period. New paragraph. On Thursday, we'll be teaching Google Photos. So this keeps waiting until I tap, well, all right. Now it's paused, but I can just go back to the, and anytime you need, you can get in and make edits. And then you can tap the microphone. And I'll just keep on going dictating here.
But a big problem here is when somebody else talks.
You have to be in a quiet room. That's right. But look how accurate it is.
It's amazingly accurate. It has really come a long way since I first tried voice dictation on a computer.
Wow. So this is the epitome of interrupting. Oops, the epitome. Just when we were saying how accurate. Okay, I'm going to tap done. And I think you get the idea. I just want just one more thing to let you know that this can be for serious work also. So I am currently writing a book on Google Photos, and it's in Word, and I have Word right here. I'm going to open Word. This is on the iPad. Pretty amazing, huh? Word, a Microsoft word processing program on an iPad, an Apple mobile device.
Mm.
And it works great. And I can just pick up where I left off. And I'm going to cheat here. I have a printout of what is supposed to be written up next. So I just go to the end of what I have written and tap in the text and get down to a new paragraph and tap on the microphone. It's important to realize that Google Photos uploads all your pictures, but not your folders, period. Google Photos has its own way of finding the photos you want to see, and it can only do that if your photos are in one big pile, comma, and not buried inside a bunch of folders, period. When you upload the pictures from your computer, comma, Google Photos copies the contents of your folders and stores them all in the Photos section of your Google account, period. New paragraph. I'm impressed.
I am too. Really, it got all that stuff perfectly for just going.
And it's all, how much does all this cost?
It's pretty much free.
Yeah.
Well, the iPad was expensive.
I mean, there used to, this all, how did this happen? This happened, Dragon Naturally Speaking, a company called Nuance, has been instrumental in improving voice recognition, but this also is Google voice recognition. So, and I'm somewhere back there, they've kind of gotten together. I don't know the whole story, but it is continually improving, and I think it's particularly good right now. All right, I'm ready for Android.
Okay.
And on Android, the way you ask a command is, okay, Google, send a text message to Jim.
Do you want it to text Jim Galt Jr., or Jim Carrey? Text Jim Galt, sure. Work or mobile? Text Jim Galt, sure. What's the message?
Thanks for breakfast this morning, sweetie. The omelets were excellent. Next time, I think I'll cook for you. What do you want? What should I make?
Got it. Do you want to send it or change it?
Now, I can't pick back up, can I, and keep adding to this sentence?
Sorry, did you want to send it or change it? You can also say cancel it.
Change it.
What's the message?
Yeah, you just have to start all over again. So that's, but if you do know what you're going to say, here's my favorite thing. Okay, Google, note to self.
Sure, what's the note?
I really want to remember the name of that book that Betty told me. And it was Where'd You Go, Bernadette, by Maria Semple.
Okay, saving.
So next time I look at my email, I will have an email from myself reminding me about this name of this book that somebody just told me.
Wow.
Now that one I really do like. Note to self. And now for an example of using the speaking for real work, I'm going to go to Blogger. So I know a lot of you out there have a blog. Have you ever thought of dictating a blog post? I just go to blogger.com. I just opened a browser on my phone and go to blogger.com. There are apps also, and I have this testing one. I make a new blog post. And this is just about our whole summer. I want to, let's do it this way, see if it'll be more visible. Nope, it's less visible. All right, and where's the microphone? There it is right there. Our Geek Summer Tour is almost over. I tap to pause because I see an error. And you can tap in there and the keyboard should come up.
There it is.
And I can back over. I can't do it either. I'm surprised I got that wrong though too. And tap back in place, go back to the microphone. Period. We left in July, right after the July 4th holiday, because we wanted to be in Fort Lauderdale for the fireworks. Period. Our first stop along the way was Flagler Beach. What a beautiful spot that was, and a great winery. Period. New paragraph. The next stop along the way was not by choice. We parked at a rest area and the RV wouldn't start. We had a little mishap, but luckily we had road service and they got us to a repair facility. All we had to do was stay one overnight.
I think it was really just some bad fuel we got because it was a new fuel filter we needed. But it did stop us in our tracks.
Huh. I'm surprised that she didn't transcribe what you just said.
I'm pretty far away.
Well, the iPad got it. All right, so you get the idea. I can keep on going here for hours and hours. I can stop it. I can get back to it. So if you don't like typing and you have a lot you want to say, I highly recommend voice dictation on your phones and tablets these days.
It is pretty cool. All right. A couple of more questions or comments. Ron says, when editing a picture in Google Photos with Snapseed, a photo in a Snapseed folder, but it doesn't change the original. And he asks if ours works the same.
Correct. And I like that because I do some major changes with Snapseed, and I do want my original. Now in Google Photos, you can, on the Android, you can tell it to watch that Snapseed folder so that it goes up to your Google Photos library as well.
Okay. And Bill says, you're correct. Pixlr is only available on Google Photos when you log into Google Drive first.
Right.
Which is not bad. I mean, that's like
Google Drive is one interface. Google Photos is another, and they don't see the exact same photos.
Right.
Almost, but not exact.
Leah Collins says, can't get OK Google to work with my Bluetooth.
That might be a setting.
And just saying those words brings up several of our devices. It's kind of funny.
I'm pretty sure in the language and input,
Let me get there.
Google Voice typing, Bluetooth headset, you need to turn it on.
Okay. Well, give that a shot. That might work for you. All right. And let's see, where are we? Gosh. We are Old Dogs Learning New Tricks, and please like us on Facebook. You can find us at facebook.com, Geeks On Tour. Time for the app of the week. Wow, we're moving right along.
That's yours.
This is mine. It is Hurricane Tracker. and it's more than just a weather app. And there are a bunch of them. Look there on the screen. When I searched for a weather tracker, I found several pages full of different ones. And I just chose one that I'm familiar with. You might remember Max Mayfield used to be the director of the National Hurricane Center. And so this one is actually affiliated with our local TV station down in Fort Lauderdale, but you can also get them from wherever you happen to be. Obviously, they're going to be mostly around the coasts because you don't get too many hurricanes in Kansas. You have a different problem there, don't you?
Yeah, but I was blown away at how many there were.
Yeah.
And I just used my Weather Channel app, but it had so much there. I just wanted to know, where's this hurricane?
Right. And that's what these things are so great about, because if you notice the very top one there just happens to be about this Hermine.
Hermine, I think they're saying, yeah.
Hers and mine, yours, ours. Hermine. And you can also get the Tropics Watch, the local radar. And that, at least on this one, is located by the GPS on the phone. Watches and warnings, storm tracker, planning and preparation, the things that you need to know, and then just other weather news. Most of these are free. I did see one that was like $2. I don't think I'll pay for that, but
hopefully you don't use it very often.
Hopefully you don't use it very often. But as you can see on the track there, we have pretty much dodged the bullet here at the Jersey Shore. It's going to meander around in the ocean for a little bit in the area for the next couple of days. It's not going to move much, but it is offshore enough. We have beautiful weather here today, and we're real glad. Tides are kind of high out there, but hey, we'll do that.
Yeah,
it's not too bad.
We'll take it. We also thought if it was just pouring rain, we thought that we might be having a problem with internet today. And
yeah, we're happy.
You did some work to make the internet better today.
Yeah, I did a little bit of work, and
I think it worked.
And we moved inside into the home of the magnificent sea lion. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're not in the RV at the moment.
And
we're in his living room.
Because when it rains in the RV, you really know it's raining.
Thunderous.
Okay. Well, did you learn something? I know I did, and I think Chris even learned something. So the question, why do we recommend Snapseed for adding text to photos rather than any number of other apps?
Because it's by Google, and you can easily make the round trip from Google Photos.
Inside the app.
Now, even if I do have other choices that will do a round trip, the Snapseed is adding more and more.
Plus, it's made by Google.
It's got some cool stuff.
Okay. If you are using Siri or OK Google and you pause your talking, what happens?
She thinks you're done.
Yeah, that's it.
So you got to be prepared with what you want to say if you're going to ask them to do something and write something.
No brain farts.
That's tough.
Really. If you're using the keyboard microphone and you pause your talking, what happens?
Nothing. It pauses right along with you. And if it goes to a long pause, it just stops altogether, but you can pick back up again.
Tap, yeah. Okay. True or false? Siri setting must be on in order to dictate text.
I thought the answer to that was true, but it didn't seem to be true when I just tried it.
If you don't see a microphone on your keyboard, what do you do?
Look at your settings. I mean, Siri setting, I just got an iOS update yesterday.
That's a good excuse.
I like it. And there's lots of settings, go into keyboard settings and switch keyboards and your Siri and Google settings.
All right. True or false? You must have an internet connection in order to use dictation.
Once again, generally true. The Android does have a way that it very slowly We'll take some dictation
All right.
offline.
Okay, Chris, what is the web page that lists all of our weekly shows?
geeksontour.com, and the menu item is weekly show.
And the web page that lists all of our recent newsletters?
geeksontour.com, the menu item is blogs and articles. Newsletters is under there.
And what benefits do you get by joining Geeks on Tour?
You get our complete learning library, all the stuff we do for our members only, tutorial videos and show notes, and the ability to ask us questions in the member Q&A forum.
Okay. And a few discounts every now and again on products and services.
Like a Google Photos book that will be out sometime soon.
Real soon. Well, we do invite you to become a member. Just go to geeksontour.com and click on the link that says Become a Member. Next time, we will not be having a show next week. We will post a rerun on the Button Show. We're actually going to be at an unofficial high school reunion here on the island. A friend of ours, a buddy, a high school graduate, was throwing a little party, and it looks like
we happen to be here, so he gets to go, and I get to go with him.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So,
and that is on next Sunday. So no show.
Yeah, too bad.
We should be back in Fort Lauderdale for the following Sunday, so that should work.
Okay, then we'll have a topic for the next show. We'll let you know what that's going to be. Watch for the notification for the show and let us know that you're watching. Leave any questions there in the comments, and we'll try to get to them live during the show.
And if you have any requests for topics, we'll take that too.
Well, I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we're Geeks on Tour. We hope to see you next time.
Keep asking, what does that button do?
Thanks
How about that one?
Don't touch that button.
What about, no, let's just try it and see what happens.